I did make a post about this yesterday.
Everyone's gonna talk about the Raptors in this.
Yo,
bitch,
I don't like this.
It's official. LeBron James is not. LeBron is open to every. LeBron is open to every fucking team. What? I can't do this, Go. No bullshit. I can't do this, bro. LeBron James has instructed to his agent, Rich Paul, to gauge league-wide interest and come back to me with the options. I can't. Bron, what are you doing? If your team got $18 million, you have a chance to get LeBron James. It's just like that. LeBron don't give a fuck about that bread. LeBron is on a revenge tour I haven't seen before. He wants all the smoke. Just like that, Miami's back on the board. Because LeBron don't give a fuck about the number. Holy shit. Make sure y'all download Caution and put y'all predictions right now. Now it makes sense. They say LeBron is in no rush to make a decision before free agency, which starts very soon. He's not in no rush. Every team is about to blow Rich Paul phone up. I can't believe what I'm seeing. I don't know what's going to happen. Y'all all DMing me all day. I promise y'all, if I don't know. I don't know.
Ja Morant is officially a Portland Trailblazer in exchange for Jeremy Grant and Chris Murray. Guys, who do we think won this trade? And most importantly, is Ja going to be hooping on the Blazers? Let me know what you guys are thinking.
I think one of the most hilarious things about the NBA is that you could be coming off of one of the best years of your career, but you could still wake up on a Sunday morning and have to move across the entire country because your team wants to trade you for a 10-year-old. Like Miles Bridges obviously was just traded to the Suns, and it wasn't a bad deal for the Hornets. They got the 2033 first round unprotected from Phoenix. But this is obviously what the trade was centered around. So Miles Bridges now has to pick up all of his belongings and go to Phoenix because the Hornets are going to draft a kid who is currently waiting for his mom to take the chicken nuggets out of the air fryer so he can eat his lunch before baseball practice tonight. He is actively getting traded for a kid who has a bedtime. This happens like every single offseason. Some role player coming off of a career year, his trade value's high, gets traded for a guy who is currently getting babysat and is currently cleaning his room for his allowance.
So another massive trade in the NBA, Kawhi Leonard is getting traded back to the Raptors, the team that traded him away to the Clippers originally. And honestly, the return that the Clippers are getting, I think it's a very solid return. Brandon Ingram, a guy's name who I don't know if I can pronounce on TikTok, but you can see it. 2 first-round picks, a pick swap, and 2 second-rounders. And this honestly makes the Raptors a serious contender if, and this is a big if, Kawhi Leonard plays a majority of the games. What I mean is, the guy that the Raptors are trading away, Brandon Ingram, played in 77 games last year. Now, granted, Kawhi Leonard played in 65 for the Clippers, but the previous year for the Clippers, he only played in 37. Remember, the best ability is availability. So if Kawhi Leonard plays, especially to the standard that, he has set for himself, because he is an outstanding player when healthy, I really think the Raptors could make some serious noise in the East. I mean, look at what they were able to do this past season without him. I don't know about you guys, but going into last season, I had no idea that the Raptors were that good, and I never expected them to be as good as they were and get as far as they did in the playoffs. To be completely honest, I didn't even know if they would make the playoffs. But I also didn't expect Kawhi Leonard to go back to the place where he literally said he did not want to be. There was multiple times where he was quoted as saying, I want out, I don't want to be here, this, that, and the third, because he wanted to go to LA. That's where he's from, that's where he wanted to go. But I guess now he sees that the Raptors are some kind of contender, and now all of a sudden, magically, he wants to go back there. Which sucks for the Clippers, because at this point, they're just going to have to blow it up. But this trade really makes the Raptors a scary team. So I'm interested to see what the other teams in the East do to try to keep up with this.
It actually happened. The Clippers traded Kawhi Leonard. He's going back to Toronto 7 years later. Before I get my thoughts on the trade, let me know who you think won the trade in the comments. And we all remember what happened in 2019, that legendary playoff run that they had. But yeah, I cannot believe that the Clippers actually sold high on Kawhi and traded him. I mean, from the Clippers perspective, I think this is the right move. Kawhi coming off his age 34 season where he averaged a career high 28 points on damn near 50, 40, 90 shooting splits. He was undoubtedly a top 10 player last year, finished second team All-NBA. And just point blank period, Kawhi Leonard was awesome last year. And if the Toronto Raptors are getting any resemblance of that in a healthy Kawhi, that's scary. And looking at the complete trade package, I do think it's kind of a win-win for both sides. Obviously, you're the Raptors, you instantly get better replacing Brandon Ingram with Kawhi Leonard. And I mean, the Raptors took the Cavs to 7 games last year, and that was with Brandon Ingram playing absolutely terrible, and also no Emmanuel quickly in that series. And I think specifically for the Raptors, this team on paper is going to look scary defensively. And aside from Kawhi, Kawhi really is the only old guy. The rest of the team is pretty young. And after making this move, obviously the expectations are high, and I think they can easily finish top 4 next year in the Eastern Conference. And from the Clippers perspective, I mean, you got a pretty big haul in my opinion. You get 2 unprotected first round picks down the road in a couple of years, which is very important because I think right now the Raptors are going to be good. So you don't want any of their more recent upcoming picks. And then you get 2 seconds and then a 2027 first round swap. And then obviously to match the salaries, you get Brandon Ingram and then Grady Dick. And I just think for what the Clippers want to do next year, I think they have their expectations pretty low. Lawrence Frank and Steve Ballmer clearly want to retool and not do a full rebuild. And having Brandon Ingram with the rest of this young roster is going to keep the team somewhat competitive, I think. And now the Kawhi Leonard era is officially over, and the big 3 from last year, they're all gone. And this right here is the entire haul that they got for Kawhi, James, and Zubats. And honestly, from a Clippers perspective, I think Lawrence Frank did pretty good here. And now for the Clippers, it's going to be about all their young guys. They just drafted Keaton Wagler with the 5th overall pick. You obviously got Darius Garland from the James Harden trade. And they also got Ben Mathurin as part of that Zubats trade with Keaton Wagler, but we'll see if they're able to re-sign him in restricted free agency. And yeah, the Kawhi Leonard era in LA is officially over. And as a Kawhi superfan, I'm pretty sad to see him go. But I'm glad that he's at least going back to Toronto, a place where he obviously won the championship, and to a team that I think can actually contend in the East. And like I said, as a Clippers fan, I think trading Kawhi now, after the season he just had, was the right move. And obviously it's just going to be a new era in LA, youth movement. We'll see how it all pans out, but it should be exciting. And yeah, Kawhi's officially gone. I'm still going to be rooting for him, but go Clips.
It's official. LeBron James is not a Los Angeles Laker. He informed the Lakers that he is not signing there. So there's only 2 options. Option number 1, the return to Cleveland. Come on, this storyline, he gets to play with James Harden and Donovan Mitchell, or LeBron James on the Golden State Warriors. This is Unk Central, but apparently the Wizards don't want to give up Anthony Davis. So just for the storyline alone, the return to Cleveland, the return of the king, I think he's going to Cleveland. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. LeBron is going home.
Oh my gosh, LeBron will not be a Laker this season. Let's fucking go. Let's make this happen, bro. 2 goats, bro, on 1 team. Niggas will be hating, they'll be saying they're the oldest team of all time if this shit happens. It don't matter, bro. Did you see them in the Olympics, bro? Steph and LeBron? That's a guaranteed championship contender, bro. Don't sleep on them. And let me remind you, if you forget, LeBron, the arguable best player of all time, in my opinion, he is. Steph Curry, the greatest shooter of all time and top 5 player on the same team. This is great in history. And if you're like, oh, they're washed now, like they're 40, 39. This is LeBron last playoffs. 23, 7, and 7 as a 41-year-old. He's not going to get that much worse. And this is Steph not too long ago. 23 points a game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists on good splits with no help. Like, y'all gotta stop sleeping. Another underrated move, Kristaps resigning with the Warriors. He is a proven winner, champion, good stretch big, good shot blocker. This is a good piece for the Warriors. Now, there's also some speculation of Warriors trying to get AD, and if they were to do so, they'd have to give up Jimmy Butler and some picks and maybe 1 young player. But I mean, I wouldn't count on that. With or without Jimmy Butler, this is still a good team. Now, I did see a lot of line on this if AD was traded of LeBron, Steph, Dre, AD, and Kristaps, but honestly, I like this lineup better. Obviously, AD, LeBron, and Steph would start. Draymond, he needs to start, just that chemistry has with Steph. And honestly, instead of having Kristaps, I'd rather have a shooting guard like Pods or Moses Moody to kind of bounce up and make the lineup make more sense. Kristaps can play off the bench. On some real shit, people have been saying the Warriors need to make moves for a minute, and now nothing's official. I do think LeBron will go to the Bay, and I think they have a good shot getting AD. Be ready for this team next year. This is a guaranteed top 3 seed if they're healthy. Let's find out.
Ja Morant to the Trailblazers is quite literally the most random situation that I didn't even think was possible. And now Portland's guard room is looking very heavy now. They got Ja Morant, Damian Lillard, Drew Holiday, Shaedon Sharpe, Scoot Henderson. You can expect one of those guys to get traded very, very soon. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I didn't even think it was a possibility for Ja Morant to go to the Portland Trailblazers. That wasn't one of the destinations that were rumored to get Ja Morant. So yeah, this is a bit, sketch.
I don't like this trade. That is my official take. It is exciting, and it could certainly work out, and I hope it does. But Toronto paid way too much. The Raptors should be building around 25-year-old Scotty Barnes and 21-year-old Colin Murray-Boyles, and not expediting the timeline like this. For years, the Raptors preached patience. The last time they acquired Kawhi was after years of patience. And instead, the past few years have been plagued, in my opinion, by impatience. And if Kawhi cannot stay healthy, which is a very real possibility, there is a huge chance that this trade backfires. And instead of getting superstar Kawhi, they get street clothes Kawhi. And Toronto faces the same fate the Clippers have, relying on an unreliable guy to get you to the promised land.
Oh my goodness! Clipper fans, look away! Kawhi Leonard has been traded back to the Toronto Raptors! The Raptors are getting Kawhi Leonard for Brandon Ingram, Grady Dick, 2 first-round picks, a pick swap, and 2 second-round picks. Oh my goodness! The NBA offseason is absolute cinema! Kawhi Leonard is 35 years old, so this is probably it for him. He is planning to retire as a Toronto Raptor, as he should. 2 superstars left LA today. LeBron James this morning, and now Kawhi Leonard is leaving the Clippers. Brandon Ingram and Darius Garland are the future for the Clippers. But it's a party in the 6. Do not sleep on the Raptors. They are stacked. Scotty Barnes, Kawhi Leonard, RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley. Oh my goodness!
Man, come on, bro. This is exactly why the Washington Wizards are not going to win an NBA championship anytime soon. Like, what do you mean y'all are shutting down Anthony Davis trade talks? You really think Anthony Davis even want to be there for real? You really think Anthony Davis is going to sign a contract extension with y'all? The Washington Wizards is literally down bad. I know that we needed Anthony Davis so we could lure LeBron James to my Golden State Warriors. And now all of a sudden y'all don't want to trade him to us? Reports was literally saying one of the ways LeBron James could have joined my Golden State Warriors if Anthony Davis got traded to my Golden State Warriors. Now what is going to happen? We might be finding out very soon. Free agency is about to start in a couple minutes. As of right now, I don't even know if LeBron's really going to be joining my Golden State Warriors now. And I've been hearing rumors that LeBron James could have a reunion in Cleveland and Miami. Now, if y'all want to go ahead and place y'all prediction on where y'all think LeBron's next team is going to be, go ahead and download Couch and use code CUTOFFNATE. This man, James Harden, you plan on helping the Cavs bring more flexibility to pursue LeBron James? Bro, LeBron, I'm going to tell you this right now. If you join the Cleveland Cavaliers, you're not winning no type of championship alongside with James Harden. James Harden is going to be ringless for the rest of his NBA career. He's never going to win a ring. James Harden is going to retire with no NBA championship. The big four of Waddell, Stephen Curry, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Draymond Green is not going to be happening no more. But it's still hope that LeBron James possibly could join my Golden State Warriors.
Yo, does anyone else even understand what this really means? The Hornets may now actually have a legit chance to pull this thing off, because they just traded Miles Bridges to the Suns. And why was this so important, you ask? Well, let me just say I have zero idea why the Hornets are not the favorite on Kalshi to land Jaylen Brown. Because when you couple the Bridges trade with the LaMelo trade, the Hornets have now put themselves a whopping $50 million under the luxury tax line. And you think they just did that by accident? And by the way, if you like elite sports content like this, make sure you're following, because now take a look at which player is set to make just a little over that number next season. And then also guess which player was just reported at being in trade talks with the Hornets as early as a few hours ago. And let's be honest, we all know what the Celtics want in return for Brown, right? Multiple first-round picks and a big man. Well, now after these 2 recent trades, the Hornets have put themselves in prime position to meet that asking price. And if you could put Jaylen Brown, a top 5 MVP MVP candidate last year around this kind of three-point shooting, which the Hornets can now surround him with. The Hornets not only have a chance to be a fun story like last year, with this man in the fold, they can actually do some serious damage in the East this year.
Ja Morant has been traded to the Portland Trail Blazers for a used napkin, a penny, and a chip. Literal biggie bag from Wendy's. In all seriousness, the actual trade was Jeremy Grant, who's 32 years old, and Chris Murray. Ja Morant is 26 years old and was an MVP candidate less than 5 years ago. This trade doesn't make sense for a lot of reasons. The number one reason being the Trailblazers now have way too many guards. They have Ja, Dame, and Scoot Henderson, and they have other guards in the roster as well. Not sure what their plan is there, but I don't understand why the Grizzlies took so little for Ja Morant. Yes, I understand partly. There has been some controversy with Ja Morant. A lot of it. But I do think they could have gotten more for him. Jeremy Grant, 32 years old, he's been known for being a decently good player on bad teams. The Grizzlies, it seems like, are going in full rebuild mode now. Will Ja Morant actually play like himself? Will Damian Lillard actually play like himself coming off an Achilles injury? These are questions we don't know the answers to, but what's sure is that if these two are healthy, with Ja Morant and Damian Lillard, not to mention Denny Avdia, this will be a very fun Trailblazers team to watch.
Ja Morant has just been traded to the Portland Trailblazers. Ja Morant, Dame Lillard, and Denny Avdia. And you have Drew Holiday as well. That team is going to be fire. This is a great start for Ja Morant, a new start, an organization that believes in him and have a chance to prove himself and correct his wrongs. Memphis was never the same after they traded Dylan Brooks. And now you have Ja Morant in a position where he's on a team that can compete and win, and he can turn himself around and be the caliber player that he once was.
Everyone's going to talk about the Raptors in this Kawhi trade, but my goodness, the Clippers have been cooking over the past year. Ingram, Grady, Jacoby Walter, and 2 unprotected first-round picks for a 35-year-old who's known to be injury-prone, handing the keys over to Keaton Wagler, the number 5 overall pick from this year's draft, who, if you remember, shouldn't have been a Clipper in the first place. He should have been a Pacer, but they sold high on Zubac, got 2 first-round picks for him, and Benedict Mathurin, who I'm convinced can still be a star in this league. He's only 24 years old. Whenever he's on the court, he will score over anyone. And I haven't even brought up Brandon Ingram, arguably the biggest piece in all of this, until the end of the video. I think the Clippers have absolutely been cooking. They've been selling high. And who knows, man? They could be a great suitor for Jaylen Brown if all things go well. Not to mention, they're finally done giving up draft compensation from that awful Paul George trade. Their closet is cleaned out. Man, I love what the Clippers are building. I think they're going to be a great team in the future.
All right, guys, so the Kawhi Leonard trade to the Raptors is official, and here are the full details. So the picks, they have been revealed. The Clippers will receive unprotected first-round picks in 2031 and 2033, a 2030 and 2033 second-rounder, and a 2027 first-round swap, of course, along with Grady Dick and Brandon Ingram. So I was hoping these picks were going to be in the distant future, not the near future. But hey, the Raptors, they are going all in. They are taking a gamble once again. I would still do this trade all over again, but the Raptors, they're going to have to win again. I mean, this is the Raptors going all in on trying to win another title before Kawhi Leonard calls it a career. So they're going to have to capitalize on winning the title for this trade to be worth it. What are your thoughts on the deal? Let me know and follow for more.
Memphis just traded Ja Morant to Portland for Jeremy Grant and Chris Murray. Is this a good trade? Is this a win? Ja Morant finally gets out of Memphis and he gets to get that veteran leadership from Damian Lillard. This should be really good for his career. I'm excited to see Dame mentor Ja and see what Ja can become, and also to see if Ja can develop a three-pointer.
I didn't make a post about this yesterday because it just really had to sit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to let it marinate a little bit. The Blazers traded for Ja. Now, the reports went out that they've been trying to trade him. Like, they've been trying bad to trade him. But his value on the market was very, very low. Nobody wanted to give up much for him. And obviously, you know, it's because in the past 3 years, he barely played. He was either suspended or injured. So the Blazers was like, you know what? We'll take him. Why they said that, I'm not 100% sure. They already have a bunch of guards over there. So adding him is just like, why? Some reports saying that they're looking to trade Drew Holiday. Okay. This literally does not move the needle for Portland at all. I just did it just to do it. I guess they wanted to get off that Jeremy Grant contract. Cool.